I think there are things going on around here. I parked. I'm right here.
Good.
I'm looking around. And there are things going on across the street. Then the person keeps looking at me. And I'm like, what? What's the big deal? Then I whip out the gimbal and they are amazed by it. And keep looking at me. It's very weird. Hi, Fuzz. I'm trying to get my channel up on my live server, read my comments, which I don't read half the time anyway from the phone. But hey, just trying to get it to where I can. Hi, Cricket. That who I worship from the ground. That who I did show my dad the pictures of me. And he actually went, ooh. This is the first time I've talked about my my foggers since I started. And I think he's actually accepting it after 6 months, which I think is hilarious. That it took 6 months. But, so yes. And I do love them. They're awesome. The pictures are great. I should put them up in my community. I'll put a couple up, I guess. And yeah, no, it's just really busy around here. It's amazing how easily I get overwhelmed nowadays. But yeah, I had to like circle for a parking space and everything. So they know I'm here, I'm sure. They probably have some kind of algorithm that, you know, points out the blue car. Ah, okay. So I enjoyed making those. I used one on my community page. Yes, I know, I saw. Thank you, Cricket. It was very cool. It is very cool. I looked at them last night. Whenever the email was, so like what, midnight or something, because I, of course, forgot about it. I was explaining to the dad about that I had to look up the gimbal things, and I had for 4 days before I actually put the gimbal, the phone on the gimbal, left it there so I could remember. Yeah, Fuzz, they are awesome. They're amazing. I want to say the one on the community page is the one Eddie Papa Cat thought looked like me. And yeah, I can use, I want to use one I see that has the cat ears and the bob. Because yeah, I don't want Sanrio down my throat, but the ones that have me as Kitty, which actually makes me wonder, do I have, I know I have cat ears, I have a tail, I know how to put whiskers in, which is spirit gum and button thread. Very easy. I've been doing cat forever. Hi, Dove. Hi, Bob. Wow, everybody's here. What the heck? I've got to start watching her. Oh my God, look. They didn't know I was here. Isn't that amazing? I'm not yelling. I don't feel in the mood to yell. I'm in a good mood. But there are so many people there. Oh, and look, a good close-up. Let's get the back one before it's too late. So we've got her, and I just put the tacking on her, and they're taking their time closing the doors. That's bizarre. Guess I'm gonna have to get loud. It's a cult. You don't want to go in there. They'll take all your money. Actually, they'll take what you can afford, so it won't be the same price as somebody else. They're only in it for the money. They don't care about your enlightenment. Isn't that a shame? And you'll be totally depressed when you find out that Thetans don't go anywhere and that the world is controlled by Xenu. Freaks. I could have sworn they knew I was here. They're usually not off about it unless my invisible twin hasn't been here, because, you know, I usually have curtains up already when I come by. But I saw them take it down yesterday before I left because I was watching Susie in my car. And hi, Carrie Ann. So I was probably sitting there for at least a half an hour, and when I drove by to go home, the doors are wide open. I'm just like, of course they are. So I did have a good lunch with my dad, though, so that was a good thing. I can't believe he listened to me talk about YouTube. I'm waiting for the day he goes, what's the name of that channel? But then again, I think he's a lurker because, you know, his friends watch out for me, so and I love saying things like that. I love getting people paranoid. Ah, good. She decided not to stay. It is a cult, you know. That was fast. Didn't even get to watch a video. She probably asked him, is it really going to cost that much? They stopped talking to her. Oh. What is scheduled for the weekend? Cricket, or thanks for the reminder in the thumbnails, all scheduled for the weekend now. Carrie Ann wrote to Cricket. So, I'm tired though. I think this place makes me tired, and I need to get over that if I want to keep doing this. And I want to keep doing this because I'm invisible. I was telling my dad about probably my demographic, and that they're all my age probably, or mostly are. And I was telling him how I do the invisible thing that Bert does from Soap, and it made him laugh. So, because I didn't have my live schedule for the weekend. Ah, okay. Thank you, Foz, for putting it Carrie Ann's YouTube. She's fun. She's what I aspire to be, which is a very mellow person who is super nice. Okay, so I want to be a mellow person who's super nice. That just doesn't sound right with me. I don't think I'll ever be mellow, but that she has the most amazing cat on the planet. Pop. He's big and fluffy, and one of these days I'll take the train up there. And knowing me, I'll take it during the winter where it's like impossible to drive. Oh my god. I can't, because I'm the one who's driving, and I can't drive in that weather. Cricket said Bert was a great character. I love Soap. That's what I mean. My dad's just like, people don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, that's why most of my people are my demographic. I'm cheating. Near. I want to be like Carrie Ann when I grow up too. Right, Fuzz? Totally. Yeah, it's just like sometimes it's like I should know better, and I always forget until I like get on there once, is that no matter how anxious I am, I should go watch it at night. Because yes, what did we watch last night? Everest. We're still working on Everest, I think. One of the old series from like 20 years ago, I guess, when they used to send like groups up to Everest. Discovery Channel did it once, and so we're watching that one. And y'all going to make me blush. My professional observed my class last night, and I got feedback today. She says I'm excellent at creating a safe, engaging space. I chuckled. Yep. See. I love it. Fuzz said, I'm always asking myself, WWKAD, what would Carrie Ann do? But you guys know where that comes from. Benson was a spin-off of Soap, and Jerry Seinfeld was on Soap. I didn't know Jerry Seinfeld, the actor, yeah. I just meant, yeah, of course, I loved Benson. And me and my dad talk about, like, watching Archie Bunker, and I said probably Good Times and Benson, because and probably Soap, because Billy Crystal was gay on the show. So it's like probably watching them now is going to be so weird considering how much the climate has changed. Oh, hi Adam, how are you today? Oh, that was yours I was reading. See, I have such this focus thing. I'm just reading the comments and I don't read the names, but I'm getting better. And Carrie Ann will laugh when I told her I got my DSM-5T today to be read on my new ebook reader when I get it. I was thinking about getting the desktop companion or something like that it's called too. I mean, I saw the preview and it's easy to read, which is good. not having to deal with Shakespeare. Or translate in my head, which takes longer to read. Because I read at the pace of my speech. So I read to myself in my own head. Does anybody else do that? So it's funny, especially when I get stuck on a name and then we'll try to keep figuring it out in my head. And I sit there and laugh at myself. So, no, Dad is doing fine. They still don't know what's wrong with him. But it's not his brain anymore. Hey, Papa Cat went through 16 years of it before they finally started putting him on the normal schedule. So Maude, oh my God, Maude, I loved Maude. Maude was so cool for watching when you were a kid because you wanted to grow up and be a liberated smartass like her. She did a lot probably for the women's movement because of the way she was. So she did do a lot for, was it long vests that hang over or that you wear over clothes? So I think, yeah. So what are you guys up to today? It looks like it might be interesting. You already had a person in when I walked up, you know, but you can walk out with the person next time because the real world out here is not as scary as you think it is. And they would love people our age because we have loyalty. The one thing that the millennials don't have as much of is loyalty. And the Gen Zs, oh, just give it up and walk away. They have no loyalty whatsoever. That's what Natalie said this morning, and I believe her. So you can always come out and farm yourself out as a Gen Xer, and people will take you because you're loyal. Freaks. Everyone on Maude was stage actors, so they will scream their lines. I never thought of that. Now I'm going to have to look at watch Maude and go, okay, number one, this is archaic as hell, but number two, they're not screaming. My dad had a crush on Maude's daughter. Ah, hi, Desert Dog. Yeah, see, back then from those shows, and I was actually thinking of Let's Make a Deal too when they had to dress in costumes, and you knew the ones that were like plants and the ones that weren't, because the ones that weren't were usually dressed up really cool. And speaking of dress up, it's Halloween, and I'm working tomorrow in Oakland with the Papa Cat. I'm working the door, so I get to be snarky and get paid for it. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to wear. I was thinking about wearing the dress that didn't fit, but I haven't gone in the let's get this dress to fit direction. For the first season of Golden Girls, Dorothy was essentially Maude. Ah, see, I've been trying to watch that. I think I watched a couple of episodes because people were talking about how Golden Girls like sort of carries over to now, because it was a little out there when it first started. I remember that. Which also starts making me think of SNL and everything else. I found SNL, I think, on the 3rd episode because my brother came home from school, came into my room, turned the channel and said, you need to be watching this. And I stuck with it until 84, I guess? 83. Yeah, and I wonder why my humor is all weird. So, and I'm not vibrating. I moved my magnet around. And I think something has to do with the strap, but it's not like vibrating now that I've moved the back magnet. So it's like I have to get some kind of, I'll make a mark on the back with like a silver Sharpie, so I know where to put is that him? Wow, that looks like him, but it's not, because there's no way in hell he'd be coming towards me. Nope. It's just someone that looks like him from afar. So, yeah, tall, lanky, that physique thing. Her character had no... Yes. Yes. Totally. Cricket said her character had an abortion, groundbreaking once again for the Norman Lear shows. Yes. But who are the ones who did soap? Because Billy Crystal is the first gay character. So I guess you could make Bert invisible if, you know, magic happens. Ron Hubbard is still dead. Oh, that's funny. I don't know what they're doing up the street. They're like building something inside of one of the like middle area atrium places. So you get these strange things like these trucks and construction workers. A lot of places in San Francisco have open air in the middle. So it's like, let's see what they're building today. Norman Lear did a lot. Soap operas helped often too. Yes. And then there's Soap Dish, the movie, which is fun about soap operas. But my dad and I were like, being amazed about the fact that Katherine Helman was on a TV show, since she was like, you know, a quote-unquote real actress. And when I was little, I wanted to be like her when I grew up because she was so pretty. Well, I did while I was watching Soap, because I realized I keep saying that a lot. I wanted to be like them when I grew up. But it's like, no, I should say I wanted to be like them when I watched the TV show. Gotta figure out, you know, how many people can I be? Let's see, who was on my walls when I was a kid? Leif Garrett, Donny Osmond, other people, Cassidy, what's his name? Michael Jackson, Nadia Comaneci, Einstein, Bowie, who else? Bowie. I had 2 Bowies, but they were like poster size too. My mother wouldn't let me have them when I officially moved out of the house, because they were hers, because she's the one who liked him first. So one of them was the Thin White Duke, and I can't remember what the other one was. Let's see. Yeah, Tiger Beat was the big thing. So, oh God, I'm missing a whole bunch. I was looking up. Let's see. Mary Hartman was the best of his shows. Yeah, and it was a late night show. I never saw it. Princess Di. That's awesome, Carrie Ann. My sense of humor started with Hee Haw and Laughing in Green Acres. Oh God, yes, that and oh God, that's the comedy group. I finally got Eddie to listen to it. Hudson Landry. Oh my God. So. Remember how controversial it was when Murphy Brown was choosing to have a kid without... Yes. Oh my... I know, this stuff today, that is just like so easy. Harry Ann wrote, or Fuzz wrote, remember how controversial it was when Murphy Brown was choosing to have a kid without a husband? Yes. Oh God, yeah. Cricket said, I still contend that television was more responsible for shifting the conversation about queer folk than anything else. Yes, because it showed everybody. And weirdly enough, I very much believe that of Billy Crystal's character on Soap, because he kept the baby and everything else. It was like, see, the stereotype is not the stereotype. So I totally thought that was perfect. So, and growing up here, it's like, no, you didn't see all of that stereotypical stuff all the time. It's like, no, you saw regular, quote unquote, regular people. I outed a friend of mine's dad in junior high school. It's the last time I ever did that too, because she was like my best friend and we hung out together, and the first time I spent the night, next day I said, I know your dad was gay, and she's like, he's not. Noel was just sleeping in his room because I took his room. And I went, sorry. I was 14, and I told myself, never again, because she said it easily through high school too, when she'd see me occasionally. My dad's still not gay, okay? Let me see. I was enthralled with Diana, who wasn't. Like I said, I made my cousin, my very straight boy, 13-year-old cousin, watch it. Marshall Tito Victor Borgia. Oh, that's who you liked? Cool. My daddy made the world. Oh, maybe watch Hee Haw, and then we watched Dolly, Always Dolly. Yes. No, my parents. It was the Sunday night lineup, because then I wouldn't have to watch Wild Kingdom. Well, I thought Wild Kingdom was a little boring, so it was a Hee Haw and oh God, Hee Haw and probably Dolly, and all of those shows. So Laughing, for some reason, was sort of with the Hee Haw group. I don't understand why they did that here. So, Carrie Ann said, I expect there are research studies on that. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh, God, yeah. You know there are. Cricket said, All in the Family had gay and trans characters in a few storylines, too. Yeah. That's the thing. That's why it's like, I don't understand the big trans thing, because as everybody says, there are a lot more trans people than you know in this world. And for me, there's a difference between the drag queens and the transsexuals. Growing up, 8-9 years old, there was a difference. It's like you could, occasionally, once in a great while, I would say, you look awesome, and just say something else as a kid. And they would just look at me like, how do you know? It's like, I don't know, I grew up here. David Cassidy, the Bay City Rollers, Ember Ishnikov, yay, cricket. Oh, totally. Desert Dog says, vividly recall Dolly on the swing. Which swing were? Oh, Muppet Show too, Sunday night. I want to say who else. See, Saturday night was a Loveboat. Saturday night was Loveboat and Fantasy Island. Friday night was the Osmonds, Carol Burnett. And yes, I saw the original curtain scene. I was watching it when it happened. Gone with the Wind, Carol Burnett. Of course, Carol Burnett led to Mel Brooks movies because Harvey Korman was in them. And, there's like a whole thing. Oh God, I'm picturing the one of someone coming down in a movie coming down. High Anxiety, because that was Ron Carey. So, Desert Dog said, and my Aunt Charlotte just had a female roommate. I know. That's why I said when I outed my friend's dad, I was like, oh shit, this isn't, that's not nice. My dad made us watch 60 Minutes, and then Benny Hill explains a lot about me. God, yes. Talk about the back and forth. No, my grandmother, Sunday nights at my grandmother's house was, 60 Minutes, earlier Meet the Press. It was news all day long, and her and I just sat there and watched it all. So, ban the Bippy. I think I know that. And Benny Hill was late night on Channel 2, which was the independent channel, because they didn't, because of the Boobies. They didn't edit back then, I guess. So Boobies were always like late night. Boys always knew when Benny Hill was on. So, I was at my grandparents' house. It was Lawrence Welk, and then Wild Kingdom, and then World of Disney. Carrie Ann said. Let's see. Lawrence Welk, no. Wild Kingdom, sometimes, depending on if somebody saw something they liked, and then it'd be watch Wild Kingdom. And I didn't like the World of Disney. I'm probably the only child on the planet who found World of Disney boring. Yes, Desert Dog. Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Yep. Jack Jones just died. Speaking of Loveboat. Which one was he? See, I'm surprised how I didn't know the names of the people in the Loveboat. Yes. Desert said, oh my God, Carol Burnett was the best. Yes, it was. Even when you didn't understand it. White Nights. Hey, Carrie Ann. Oh God, yes. Bershnikov and Gregory Hines. Oh my God. I loved watching that. Just because the dancing alone. So, Tony Orlando and Dawn. I wanted it to be Thelma Hopkins when I grew up. Oh my God. I completely forgot about Tony Orlando and Dawn, because when the hostages, the Iranian hostages came home, everybody had a yellow ribbon up on a tree. So I remember that. Channel 9 in New York exchanged shows with Thames Television for a week that introduced Benny Hill and Quentin Crisp to America. Yeah, no, I actually didn't like the show because it was boobies. And it was, I want to say it was a really off night, and it was like at midnight. I can't remember. It was the independent channel when the independent channels were cool. And so that's why they could do it. I guess it was after when people weren't supposed to be watching. Jack Jones. Oh, okay. Thank you, Papa Cat. I didn't realize it. Jacques Cousteau. Yeah, Jacques Cousteau was killed. Cool. But it was different than Wild Kingdom. So Jacques Cousteau was like the hip French guy that died. Benny Hill never got, and yes, Boobies was all I remember. Yeah, I really wasn't a Benny Hill fan, which is weird. I guess. I don't know. But then again, I didn't get into Monty Python until I was an adult. I really wasn't into them either, and they were showed on Channel 9. That was the PBS station. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. Of course, as we were older and MTV had the young ones, I made my parents watch an episode because they made me watch an episode or something. So, no, you're not. It's a cult. Yeah, the young ones, MTV, the 4 or 5 with the landlord, and I made them watch it. It was the one when the carrot was skating on the plate with the celery. After it was over, I knew I was never going to get them to watch it, and they just looked at me like, really? I'm like, sorry. Oh, let's see. I'm going to catch up again. Tony, Orlando, and Dawn, Sunny and Cherries. Sunny and Cherries, yes. This Flip Wilson. Oh my God. I've done Here Come the Judge for so long. I stopped doing it probably about 20 years ago, but up until then I was always doing Here Come the Judge, Here Come the Judge. Because that was the coolest thing on the planet. Of course you were, Adam. He said I was a big Benny Hill fan because of the Boobies. Of course you were. That's why I said everybody. The girls were like, ew. The guys were like, boobies. Monty Python was more my cup of tea. Weirdly enough, Hitchhikers got me into English comedy. And then I started appreciating it. But for some reason, I was totally American before that. It didn't really get anything. So, love American Style. Oh my God. Now we are tripping down memory lane, aren't we? Love American Style. Just the name sounded so raunchy, and it was probably controversial at the time, but it was relatively bland, And thank you. Yes, I got one. Thank you, Papa Cat. Let's see. H.R. Puffenstuff. He wasn't my thing. I loved Sesame Street. I was like a total Sesame Street junkie, probably because it was in an urban area. So I wasn't into fantasy really. A Wrinkle in Time was an accident. And mostly, what did I read? Oh, I read Judy Blume, of course, and Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. I had Nancy Drew, the set. It's one of those status things was that you was having the Nancy Drew set. So Mr. Rogers, yes. And Zoom was fun some of the time for me, and sometimes it was boring, but it was like a stage show. So it was like, okay. I was probably watching soap operas by the time Zoom came on, so that's why, because I did watch All My Children and General Hospital. Well, General Hospital from the Luke and Laura like summer. See, how can I remember this? How can I freaking remember the Luke and Laura thing, but I keep forgetting to look up a word when I get home. It's so bizarre. Villa Alegre. Notice I could say it? Yes. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm trying to think, did I have a kid? Well, Jimmy Bayo, that was one of my kid crushes. That were my age. Or around my age. I can't think of anybody else. Yeah, I was gonna say Villa Allegre, da 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 da. Yeah, something like that. It was fun to watch sometimes. Lucy and Ricky slept in separate beds, so the next generation of comedy was racy to us. Yes, and my bio parents looked like Lucy and Ricky. They used to tease them and call them that because my mother had red hair. Hi, Johnny. Oh, people don't know what Villa Allegre was? Yes, Villa Allegre was fun. Even though Zoom was like a stage show, but I thought Viva Allegre was fun. So I thought Scott Baio was all that in a bag of chips. Not so much anymore. No, really. That's what Carrie Ann said. I know, Scott Baio. Where's the ground he walk on? It's like it makes me mad when I see pictures of him now because he's such a dork. And I wonder what even happened. Oh, Jimmy Osmond. Before we knew what the Osmonds were. It's Groundhog Day. So yeah, Jimmy Osmond. But I was always someone who liked the weirdo. I liked, out of the Bee Gees, I liked Robin. So I never, the joke for the longest time was, oh no, she likes the drummer. So he was the Artful Dodger and Oliver. Oh wow! Thanks, Fuzz, for the link. Let's see. Nobody loves Chachi. I know. That's why I said he makes me annoyed when I see him, because it's like he aged well too. So it's like, and he blew it all to be a butthead. So I did watch the Jumping the Shark episode of Happy Days, and I tried to get into Jenny Loves Chachi, but I guess I was too old at that point and just went, nope. But Laverne and Shirley, of course. The last cat, one of the moo cat before Sayla was nicknamed Squiggy. I'm trying to think. I've adopted the Lenny and Squiggy a couple of times. Always used to say hello. But yeah, basically ABC lineup. ABC, PBS, yeah, and CBS for Carol Burnett. What was before that? Oh, and I loved Tomorrow. My grandmother was totally into Tomorrow. We watched it like crazy. So it's like, to me, that was better than Dick Cavett. Because it was so late. It used to run opposite of The Late Show, or after The Late Show. And so it was so late he could get away with everything. The interviewer. It was so much fun. I can like Lucy saying that, like, did people not see pregnant people before Lucy got pregnant? Not on TV or movies they did. Remember? They always tried to do it. And the first season of the Gilded Age, Bertha was pregnant because it took, a year or 2 years to get it off the ground. So when it got off the ground, you could see her getting pregnant through it. She pretty much worked till right before. There's a couple of scenes where she has like a fan in front of her tummy because, she pregnant as usual, went forward, and Broadway stage actress knew, I guess, they knew how to implement it. So it's like, there are times you see her in these beautiful outfits, but she's like late preggers right there. Dark Shadows. I can't remember if I saw, obviously I must not saw a lot of them. Twilight Zone freaked me out, so I didn't watch them because they weren't horror. They were thriller, and they were wrong. It's like, it was messed up for a kid. So I watched a couple of episodes when I was really young, and then just freaked me out, and I never really watched it again. So Sunday Mornings with Charles Perrault. Oh my God. I didn't watch him because we were getting ready for church. Grandma was a Roman Catholic. My mother wasn't. But Sunday mornings, maybe I was always at my grandmother's house or something. I remember that the most. And I went to church with my friends. So didn't see Perrault. Would see stuff after that. Oh, yeah. No, Cricket said, and for nothing, Lucy was making them a ton of money and they knew she had power. Desilu made a ton of money. Oh, my God. And when Ricky wanted out, so he actually was trying, that's why Desilu pretty much collapsed, was that he wanted his half period, end of sentence. He didn't want anything to do with it anymore. Which, do you blame Latino in the 50s, 60s? About not being respected. So they came, he's standing on the mat. Now they've noticed I'm filming them. So I don't recognize them. Try not to move the gimbal. I should go back to moving just the gimbal and not using the joystick. Jason of Star Command. Don't know that. Don't forget, Desilu made Star Trek possible. Yep. Papa Cat is a Trekkie. I think that's the only thing of science fiction he likes. The only thing of science fiction I like is Restaurant at the End of the Universe. We're not big science fiction fans, even though we do have the dumpster. We have a piece of the dumpster Death Star. If you could live in any fictional universe, which fictional universe would it be? Pleasantville. Carrie Ann asked that, and that was easy. Pleasantville. I remember that. Cricket said, I remember that Jack something, I think. I've always been a sucker for an accent. A Cuban man could talk me into anything. Yes, I think the more clipped Latin type accents get away with murder. That's why most of the hot guys are from Spain. So, Julio Iglesias, all of them, Spain. Best thing ever was Captain Kangaroo visiting Mr. Rogers. Yes! Adam said that. Yes. Oh my God. That was when somebody would cross over to another one. It would be the Electric Company. How did we miss them? They used to go onto Sesame Street. That's why I thought of them. She is not amused that I keep taping her. Welcome to California, lady. And your bra's too tight. I don't remember that I loved Captain Kangaroo not as much as Mr. Rogers, though, in Miss Romper Room. Here is a helpful hint for living. It'll make you guys all go, hey! The famous Dan White that killed Harvey Milk here and George Moscone, the mayor. His wife was Miss Marianne for our romper room here. How's that for, oh my freaking God. So she's getting annoyed. Let's keep. I love it. She's losing her freaking mind. She might come down here and yell at me. That would be fun. So, they're not doing it on purpose. Let's see. Yeah, so it's like, and that was like one of the beloved Miss Marianne's we had at Romper Room. Oh my God. It was very weird. She, of course, disappeared. So, Klingons, toilet paper. That's probably what Klingons and toilet paper have in common. They both circle Uranus. Oh my God. And I read it. I give up. There are too many people on the street. Bummer. So, hello, Nebulous. Yes. I haven't seen the Sean Penn Harvey Milk thing because it's like I feel like I would not judge it correctly. And I think I even used when people would say, gay, fairy, all that, I go, yeah, why don't you look at the White Night riots? You want to talk about a bunch of angry gay men? They turned over police cars. That's like, don't judge anybody by their covers, man.
I mean, it is.
Adam said that the entire CBS lineup would say good morning to the captain. It's a time capsule of TV in itself. Didn't even think about that. I mean, we can look at those up if I could remember longer than 10 seconds. Oh, I think they went inside. Because he didn't walk past me. Oh, no, they walked to the end of the block. Nah, I'm not in the mood. It's like, I should go around the block and see what they're up to. She doesn't have to keep standing right in front of your camera. You were there first. Yep, and welcome to California. That's what Carrie Ann said. Yes, I've seen those, and I was old enough to understand it. So when he came into office, it was the coolest thing on the planet. And I think my grandmother liked him because she loved George Moscone, and he's the one, you know, him and Harvey got along really well. So I wouldn't be surprised if she liked Harvey also. But yeah, that was a weird night when it happened, and Feinstein had to take over. And it was like, you want to talk about woman power, is when Feinstein literally had to walk in while probably they're still in the office before the coroner comes and picks him up and tells him what happens and takes over from there. Now that's woman power. Feinstein was old when she was, you know, she grew old in the system, but when she started in the system and got thrown to be the mayor, she kicked ass and took names for that time, because it was freaking scary. When it happened, it felt like you turned off the Bay Area, because people were there, but people weren't talking. I remember that. It was just, it was so freaking quiet in Oakland, and 10 to 1, most people probably in front of their televisions, like I was with my grandmother, and it's just like you were just stunned that somebody had done that. It didn't matter what their preference for mates were. It was just, your jaw dropped and you were just like, what the hell? And yeah, it was a really weird time. So big hugs to you too, Nebulous. Papa Cat dropped a link for Carrie Ann about Star Trek. You'll look it up tomorrow morning and watch it during bacon baking hour. Yes, I'm actually not sure if I'm going to come here or not, and I'm actually trying to think of ways to be able to live stream from the podium tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to figure it out. I mean, I'll ask the promoter. He might let me, because it's not San Francisco. The main club I worked at didn't allow cameras or video because they videotaped. Since the owner of DNA is a tech head, we used to have cameras and computers everywhere. It was really cool. Good morning, Captain Compilation in YouTube. Thanks, Adam. Yes, I'm going to try to make the bacon baking hour. Maybe I'll go downstairs and hang out with Papa Cat when we make French toast, because he still can't eat anything that pops. Yes, and you know how much it feels like when you're young and someone does the big S with a car in a garage with a hose? You know how guilty you feel when you're glad they're gone? It is one of the things I remember as a kid, as a teenager. It's just like, that is so bizarre, and you know, it's just wrong. Hi, J-Bat. Oh my God, hello. The history guy, good morning, Captain. See, I don't know how she finds this stuff out. I swear to God, she's so strange. Love it. It's the Aquarius thing, I forgot. Oh my God, J-Bat, you've been a member for 2 months. Yay. And see, the first thing I thought of when I saw it said Misty, I said, sing Misty for me. So it has nothing to do with girlification. Sean Penn was good, but nothing can come close to documentary Harvey Feinstein narrates. You mean, not Harvey Feinstein. It's like, whoa, that hurt for a second, my brain. That's what Cricket said. Yeah, I know. I'm probably going to watch that tonight. Because there are a lot of things up about him, and I haven't watched anything about him for a while. Because sometimes you just remember, like Jonestown, you just freaking remember, and you don't want it to end. But I swear to God, the White Night Riots were so much fun to watch and sit there and like cheer, and you feel guilty about it. So, Oh, and Carrie Ann's been a member for 2 months. Yay! And Papa Cat. And if you want to contribute, iPhone users, click on the link that she just posted. That is so cool. Yes, it is cool that everybody is getting their membership thing. It's like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. I love it. You know, if you came out here, you could become a YouTube creator. People would love to know what's going on in there. And, you know, if you're good at what you do with YouTube, you could eventually start making money with it. That's what a lot of people do when they realize they can't really do an alternative or a real corporate thing. They'll come out and try YouTube and usually might find their center, and then you can tell people about what's going on as compared to what's going on out here. They're very different things. It's two different worlds. I'm sorry, but we're not after just your money. We're not after your mind either. Psychology is good for you. I don't know about psychiatry because that's medical. That's up in the air. But psychology is good, and it isn't all just BS like they want you to believe. You know that LRH didn't like mental health because psychiatrists laughed at Dianetics. So it really had nothing to do with not believing in it. He was just mad and embarrassed at the same time. So that's why you guys aren't allowed to do anything with mental health, which is not good considering how in line we are with our mental health nowadays. Freaks. I'm just excited I got the DSM 5T. So I got the latest one. So, oh my God, Fuzz is a member for 2 months. Sit-ins will be tomorrow. The police car and the cover of fresh fruit for rotting vegetables is from the White Knight riots. Ah! Okay. I would, if I had, I probably haven't seen it. No one said good morning to the Commodore. No one said good morning to the Commodore. Whenever I hear Commodore, I think of the Commodores or of Emperor Norton. But then again, you are my, what would I call it? You are my, not drop down in the middle of something. You're my esoteric one to drop down things like that, Adam. But said kangaroos outrank malignant narcissists. Wow, try saying that one 5 times. Yeah, and this is like the bummer about Fridays is when I have a really good day with my dad, I'm worn out to bits by the time I'm done here. And when I have bad days with my dad, it's like I come here and be spicy and then my whole body hurts. So it's like I love the fact that we got along today. And yes, I needed a parent. Didn't realize how much I need a parent to like see and hang around for a moment. But yeah, if you have somebody close to you, go hug them a lot right now until you know when, because it's just getting scarier and scarier. I know I shouldn't be watching my shorts, or not my shorts. I'm watching my shorts. I don't wear shorts. The Midas Touch and Young Turks and all those things. I know I shouldn't. But, you know, there's a place for Trump. I swear to God, you guys need to look that up. That commercial is amazing. Of course, it's by somebody from here, too, Swalwell's campaign. But it's like, I even told my dad to look it up, so I'm sure he will, but he did not look happy when I did that because he's going to vote. He always votes. He'll vote for her, but he won't like the fact that he's not voting for a Republican. So it's a different thing. It's like people like my dad, military and stuff like that, will probably vote, and they'll probably vote for her, but they will do it under duress because they're Republicans. So that's like when somebody said she'll win, she'll just win, and they were a Republican, you know. It's like, because military especially will vote, period, because it's what they're supposed to do. And probably government, where my dad was, are the same thing. They'll vote because it's what they're supposed to do. But they probably won't vote for who you who you think they would normally vote for if he was a regular Republican. So, Cricket said, from marginalized people, seeing others fighting back can be exhilarating and make no apologies. Yes, I know. I, as usual, I was at my grandmother's, and she was like sitting up. She'd sit in the kitchen and watch the TV, and you could see her just like sit up and trying not to grin because I keep turning back, going, look, look. Ever wondered why Scientologists only wear slip-on shoes? You need an IQ of at least 4 to tie shoelaces. The ambulance. And you got it, so funny. No. I swear, some people just don't want to pass in front of me. I'm learning how to turn. So you guys have to put up with the vertigo. I mean, if the Republicans had chosen someone qualified, they could vote Republican. Not our fault. They only have the one reasonable choice. Yes, I know. I think I explained that to my dad one day, and he just looked at me like, you do know something about politics, because, you know, it was just me hugging trees and sounding like a, you know, tree-hugging liberal. But yeah, no, I told him I understood. I understand, and especially with the military, because it's what you're supposed to do for your country. But then you get thrown this, and I told him about that windmills cause cancer, and he just, you could see in his head just click like, what the hell? So, yeah, I feel sorry for the military Republicans, but at least they'll vote for her because they won't vote for him, and they have to vote. So, you're painting a rock color? Can't tell much of the difference between the paint and the rock. Oh my god, that's so cool. And I'm definitely going to put my favorite me up on my community page, maybe more, who knows, because, you know, cricket rocks, and oh my god, they're so funny. And a friend of mine, oh my god, one of the triads, she messaged this morning with like a 12-second thing of a moo cat with a probably American doll, is that what it is? Wig with bows in it, and she said, well, I just thought of you. Like, who wouldn't? That's what I was thinking in my head. So I had sent it to Papa Kex when I saw it. He was in a meeting. And of course he didn't see it until I showed him mine. Yeah, and that thought that wanders through my head because I saw one of the Tonka army carriers. You know, those ugly, hideous things that Elon dreamed up probably 30 years ago and made into real life. That's the only reason I can think it's that ugly, is that it was something he's always dreamed of, and so he made it, and it didn't translate to now. And I was thinking, why are you even daring to drive that right now? Because I don't think any of them sold. I think 1 or 2 may have sold, and the rest of them are just like promotional. That's why people drive them around. So V the series. Fuzzy asks if Desert Dog remembers V the series. Barely. It was around 90s. See, some people remember it. Desert Dog does. Carrie Ann does. Hi, Xenu Free. We're talking about television shows and cultures and political nonsense and the usual. I want to be Mary Trump's gay best friend. Let's move over that, okay? She has a gay best friend. I haven't watched her because sometimes her voice reminds me of my brother. And it's like, I'll probably catch up with her before. Having a conversation with Papa Cat yesterday about voting, and it was so funny. At one point we hit a circle where it's like, so are you mailing in or are you going to go vote? Because we've been dropping them off. And I said, I want to go vote. I'm going to go stand in line, I guess on Saturday or Sunday when they start the early voting in Alameda. And he kept going, so you're not mailing yours in, you're going? I said, yes, I'm going to vote to stand in line. And it went around a couple of times, and then I was just thinking, did that general wear off? That was like 3 days ago. But he finally got it, because I had to tell him you cannot take your ballot on to vote. In California, you can't take the ballot you get in the mail. So he's asking me if I had my sample ballot, and I'm like, I don't know. And I'm thinking, oh great, I'm thinking of this whole idea, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, welcome to my world. So I have to go play on my treadmill and look at my ballot and everything else. So, and as our still cute, drives me crazy president said, don't boo, vote. There is no going to vote in Oregon, 100% mail ballots. Bummer. Like I said, the reason I started voting was Clinton, and it was so much fun to hang out, because even at the time, the people who were, Reagan Republicans were just like, yeah, I'm voting for him. Bummer. But you get all the young ones like me, I was, what, 22 at the time, just bouncing around going, no, it's fun. No, it's fun. Ever wondered why the Scientologists crossed the road to take out another credit card loan? Come on, you guys. Let's start the dad jokes. I know it's getting around. I can't remember who I just saw it on yesterday. I think it was Susie. She's like, dad jokes. I'm like, welcome to my world. Oh, Carrie Ann, you've been making the rounds? No, I think the funny one is when Fuzzy and I wind up on the same channel. Oh. So it's a shame that it's 100% mail-in, because it's so much fun to vote sometimes. We went to go drop up our ballots or vote in 2012, and I have a Snowflake necklace. And I wore my Snowflake necklace. I gotta clean that so I can wear it again. The next hour you have a drop box. Okay. Well, you're in the desert. How's 3 doing? I've not voted a person more than 20 years. Boring. But then again, it's me. I love to hear people, and I interrupt. I'm that woman that drives you all crazy because she sticks her nose in. But I don't really, but I do sometimes. Sort of like with the people here going, I'm curious. And I went, no, you're not. Did make them laugh. Mom joke, why do cows wear bells? Why? Buzz said, this chat is my happy place. And because their horns don't work. Zenu! So Carrie Ann said, you are that girl for sure, but we like you. More cowbell. We need more cowbell. Isn't that Spinal Tap? Oh my God, we're really going down that road today, aren't we? Yeah, and for the new people who don't know, I blame my schizophrenia on Hunter Thompson. Or not mine, my brother's schizophrenia on Hunter Thompson. One of these days, I'll repeat the story. Yes, he did know him. Oh. Oh, I can't remember what song stuck in my head yesterday. Some satire song stuck in my head. But see, it's too close of a memory, so I can't remember. Ask me in a year, and then I'll remember. Oh my God, Zeno. I said dad joke, not sister. See, that's the thing. I don't think of it as a mom joke. I think of it as a sister joke to pick on the little one, you know? R.E.P. boiling water, you'll be missed. This is me on a Friday, watching, listening, looking at dad and mom jokes. Oh my God, Jennifer, you would be the fourth, let me see. The fourth, no, I really gotta go. That's what it'd be. There are times that I've done that. Instead of a Minnesota goodbye, it would be, no, really, I have to go. No, for real, you know. This is anyone can use jokes. Yes, Cricket, I'm with you. I love voting in person. It's the best feeling, especially when you know that you're going to take over the world and everybody else is just going to have to deal. Ever wondered what Scientology and cars have in common? Tom Cruise Control. Shoot me now. The BFF is responding. She's getting a COVID shot, and she was talking about being miserable and fixing everything for the rest of the day. And I went, "Oh, COVID booster, yeah." And then she was like, "Thanks." And I'm like, "No, you were the one who had the bad reaction last time, or the flu reaction last time." So I love it. Hi, BFF. I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. I see them because they're on my messenger, the triad I talk about. So it's like I see things, but I swear to God, it's like I'll read it and it'll completely go out of my head. I've been paying attention because of whatever else is going on in my life. It's like I need my dad and my BFF and my third of the triad and my husband. I'm happy. So they've actually all been talking. So I had new people in my chat Wednesday night. They were pretty confused about Minnesota goodbyes for a moment. Yep, see? I think I was the first time I watched you too. It was like, I sort of got it because I have, friends from Wisconsin, so I sort of got it. But still, why Minnesota? She's in Oregon. Craigslist, missed connections, water seeking water. Oh my God. Craigslist. Oh, that hurts. Why was Cinderella sucky at soccer? She kept running away from the ball. That one's funny. I've never heard that one. Of course, I can hear Papa Cat going, "You've never heard that one?" Nothing beats snorting your drink. You can feel that one for an hour. So yay, Carrie Ann. She snorted her drink. Oh, okay, good. Delayed reaction. Desert Dog said he's good with a horsey emoji and delayed reaction. It's like I forgot I even asked the question. How's it out in the let me think, settled Burning Man world? Because you have plumbing. Hunter, yes. Cricket said he wrote a good book about the Hells Angels. Yes, and he was immersive in the Hells Angels when he did that. And he wrote a ton of other books, and he had a great article, or he was a great writer for Rolling Stone. And I think Where the Buffalo Roam is a better movie than the one with Johnny Depp. That was more like Thompson. So I've heard enough stories about Thompson from my brother. So, and I understand why he unalived himself. So it's like, and he was really cool and he was great until my brother got schizophrenia. Then it wasn't funny anymore. What has more lives than a cat? Frogs, cause they croak daily. You mean frogs, cause they croak daily. See, lost that one. That's how I know you're in the Gen X generation, because we trust autocorrect way too much. I should have taken a picture of the day the autocorrect went nuts and made me go, am I going crazy? On my my title that one day. It's never going to leave my head. It was a Thursday. I went to go look at the title again, and it was gibberish. And I'm like, really really paranoid. And it was like, so I fixed the title like 3 days later after I wasn't afraid to look at it anymore. And it was like, oh no, that was just autocorrect. It was like a letter here and there in the words, and they went exactly the way it's supposed to be. And it was like, ever wonder how many Scientologists it takes to change a light bulb, pay them $5,000, and they would tell you, oh my God. Oh, you made me do that. You still haven't made me do the real snort I got from my aunt, and I don't do it much anymore. She's passed away and I don't really do it, but yeah, oh my God, when I do that, especially around her and I would have a blast. Next thing you know, it sounds like purring cats everywhere because of that snort. I think Where the Buffalo Roam is the first time a fax machine ever put it on film. And see, this is my demographic, because definitely other demographic, the boomers might, I mean, what's a technically esoteric film? that nobody understood. My dad didn't like it. He's a boomer. But the younger kids wouldn't either because everybody lost their mind over Depp's version, which is okay. I didn't like having the casino scene, that thought out, because it wasn't much fun anymore. But we're the Buffalo Rome. That's our generation. So Forrest Gump's password is 1Forrest1. Oh my God. Would you stop hanging out with your partner, please? Is he just telling you them and you're typing? What? It's like, we're too smart for this. Even though I'm laughing. Oh, you should see me when you do that. Do I drop my other hand and put my head down? Or tilt it up. It's like, oh my God. Recently, just walk in a bar. None of them have any money, so they leave. The simple crasher, that one, right? Do you know the first time I read that one, I didn't understand at all. It was like, what did I do for that one? Why I hate when my brain takes an hour or two before I start laughing. So my dad impinged on me years ago. I blamed his comical ass. Yeah, no, nature versus nurture. I am my dad's personality, which is cheating now that he's older, because I have his number and I tell him, I told you that I'm you. I'm the mini you, and you never believed me. This would happen when he had his thing, and he just looking at me like, and I go, see, you're annoying. So, and that's my stepdad since I was 5. So, blood had nothing to do with it. So, yes, my dad was talking about how his nurses were saying he was quick-witted, and I explained to him. So one thing I hate about my brain fog the most is that it's lost that comeback really easily. Sometimes I think it in my head, but it never makes it to my lips. And I said, that's what I really hate. I can take the lack of 4-syllable words, but the quick-witted part of my brain, I really miss. And I'm hoping that the type 2 is what is causing it. So, I can dream. Never trust autocorral. And Fuzzy put, never at Adam. But it seems to be a symptom of our generation, is that we're getting overconfident in autocorrect. I guess we're assuming that it's been around for so long that you should have it correct. Problem is, everybody has an autocorrect. With the keyboard I'm using is Microsoft. So on my phone. So it's like, when they do an update, I have to restart all of that. So, I think it's, there's just too many things out there nowadays. I'm going to look that up. Maybe I should, if I can figure out a way to do it. I've actually started carrying paper around with me, but now the pen is in the purse. But see, what my notes for today. Gen Z and millennials talking about jobs. Did that. Motivation. Didn't do that. Don't boo, vote. Motivation. Yeah, motivation still sucks. And that's why I'm not going to be able to wear my Hello Kitty dress for Halloween. Because I've been eating popcorn instead of getting my butt up and doing things. Never trust autocorrect to make or break a crappy joke. Yes. That was Xeno-free. Yes. It will. So, motivation. What motivates you? Actually, I might turn into a morning person, which sucks, because I'm motivated before I come here. When I go home, I'm exhausted. And it just seems to be, I sundown, but not in the brainwave way. I just auto-corrected myself. So I have a feeling that I might turn into a morning person. Natalie was talking about that this morning, how when she wakes up early and people are like, ew, how dare you? And see, when people want to know why is it so cold on the patio, because we all have patios here, dining, but those are the heat lamps, right? So what's taking them running? That should be the epitome of the avocado toast world in San Francisco, is the patio heaters. God. Coffee is my morning motivation. Yeah, well, mine too, but I can't drink. It's finally leveling out after, 10 years, 12 years. I don't drink coffee after the morning, so, because I used to be a coffee fiend until I did one of those frou-frou starvation diets. It's the easiest way to put it. And I had a headache for 4 months because of the caffeine, so, and I don't drink soda, so. Autocorrect is my worst enema. You go, Papa Cat. In Xenofree's defense, fog and frog are both actually words. On the other hand, dad jokes require precision. Yep. Which is scary. Becoming more of a morning person the older I get. It's annoying. Sometimes I can't even sleep late. My mother was a morning person because she had to be until my dad retired. And then after that, she actually didn't start sleeping late until she got more sick. Then she reverted back to my grandmother, who was awake till 3 or 4 in the morning, woke up at 10 or 9. So I grew up like that. Drove my mother nuts, and my grandmother would say, well, they don't have her stay here, because I'm not going to put her to bed early. So, some caramel macchiato splashed in yum. I can drink it 7 p.m. and still be asleep by 9. Yeah, aren't you special, Xenofree? Sorry. That just slipped out. Oh. Goth autocorrect keeps changing Joy Division to War. Oh my God. I can't take my Concerta and Ritalin and then lay down for a nap. I hear you. You can. Freaks. Well, I don't build a resistance. I'm surprised that it took me so long to build a resistance to caffeine. 15 years. Actually, no, I take that back. 95? Is that when I think it was 95 when I did it, because it was the first marriage. So almost 30 years, which of course the doctors never believe until they see it. Ever wondered what the difference between Scientology and Ancient Aliens is? Well, one is an alien-based pyramid scheme, and the other is a pyramid-based alien scheme. That one didn't make me laugh. That's what Nebula said. But I'm laughing now. That sort of negates it, doesn't it? I think I'm going to go listen to my Capote on the way home. Yeah, I have a soft spot for Capote ever since Murder by Death. And yes, I like the Capote movie with the British guy in it than the other one with Hoffman. I can't remember his name. So yeah, the one I like is Capote, and then the other one has a different name. They came out like within a year of each other. So I thought that the English guy did a better job of being Capote. So, but yeah. So now I have to figure out how to get all my audiobooks off my phone and put someplace that I can listen to them from, not one of the apps. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Toot toot lane. See, you guys know what Murder by Death is. That is not something that the younger generation would know. Well, the one I'm giving all my money to, or giving giving the inside of the house to, she knows because she went to school here and would come over to the house all the time and watch all the movies. So she knows. And sometimes she says she can't talk to people. She's a millennial in her generation because she talks about things that are from my generation. So yeah, no, it was actually sincerely that movie that got me interested, because I was 10, 11 9, something like that. And I asked my mom who that guy was because she's laughing her butt off. And that's when she said, because Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of her favorite movies, of course. She was like, he wrote Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I'm like, okay. And so then I went and looked it up. One more, maybe one more before we go. I thought I saw a gold vest. Did I see a gold vest? No, I didn't, or they already turned the corner. Ah, bummer. So, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Just a long day making money for somebody you have never even met, but you never know. Cairo may be the baby boo-foo, so there's always that. And, you know, you'll get your way until he leaves because they want it to be that way. It's probably why you have blue vests there, because they want to make sure that everything is ship-shape. So, work hard, don't satisfy yourself, and know that you're doing it all for the man. Freaks. Scientology doesn't have any NESPA. What? You think it's an R, but it's really the C. Okay, I'm going because it's like I'm over my hour. So I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. Fuzz, have you found me, or any of my mods? Yes, as Carrie Ann says, hugs and hugs to everybody. Hit the like button, become a subscriber, be a member. The way that sounds is so weird. Who are we going to? Scooter Mom, yay! So, yes, everybody have a good day and do something nice for somebody else. No Face said that once, and I thought it was great. And don't tell anybody. So I will... Oh! Duh! Sorry, Adam. Nespa. Yes, everybody have a great day. Ciao, Bellas.